and our guests and all the audiences present here. Today, we are the host for the event. I'm Sundar Chetri, and here is...
I'm Jamel Sugir, the host for today.
Before we begin, it is a very true honor to welcome Mr. Surin Rasaidi, the Assistant General Manager of Bhutan Telecom. And today, now the floor is yours.
Good afternoon, everybody. Am I audible, right? Right. My name is Surendra Saidi. I work in Bhutan Telecom as a assistant general manager. I handle project management, at the same time operations of mobile networks. So basically, I am tech guy. So you must be thinking what tech guy is doing here. No, it's audible, right? You must be thinking what tech guy is doing here in the business organization. Yeah, it's a very good question. So basically, I'm here bringing you all the technology and services that Bhutan Telecom offers to all the customers, and also the technology that can bridge between the beautiful minds that you have, young minds and innovations. To bridge between these two, the technology is very important. Communication is very important. So I've been working in Bhutan Telecom for almost 9 years. Yeah, it's been a pretty long journey for me. And over the period of time, I have seen a lot of advancement in terms of technology. Right? I have started my career working with 3G. Then, after 2 years, massive deployment of 4G happened all across the country. Thereafter, another era took over, that was 5G. 5G, I'm sure, who all are using 5G? Please raise your hand. No one? Only one guy. Is very minimal at this point of time, but the proper utilization of 5G resources is where we're going to explore. All right. As I was going through the exhibition that you all were presenting, I see a lot of opportunities. One of it is hydroponic, prototype. Other one is credit management, waste management. Very good prototype. I mean, it's a beautiful mind, intelligent mind coming into one particular forum, bringing up all the teamwork, and then eventually a prototype. But now see, you have these ideas, but how you are going to transform this idea into reality? You need technology. You need technology and exposure to all the things that are available, all the platforms where you can work is very important, so that your ideas can be transformed into the reality. Now, for example, hydroponic prototype, it determines the amount of water to be given to individual plants, right? But how you are going to monitor that? How you are going to monitor the slightest growth rate that happens, right? It can be done real time, without a milliseconds of delay, by using the 5G technology. And I am pretty sure, and I have been through a lot of documentary movies, and in the international events, I have heard that people outside foreign countries, they make use of 5G technology to build or to harvest this kind of projects, right? You must be aware of 4G, which you use in day-to-day life. Bhutan Telecom basically has more than 1,500 4G nodes all across the country. Basically, our footprint have reached all across the country in terms of 4G network cover. I'm not going to talk about 2G and 3G because those are legacy technology and it's a dying technology. As we venture into new technology, we have to do away with the older technology. That's where we stand today. And we're investing more into 4G and 5G. And if you see the technology that Bhutan Telecom has today, no disrespect to Turkcell, who is our competitor, they are also equally competent, alright? But Bhutan Telecom, if you see that all the technologies that we have as a mobile communication, channel, the same is there in other developed countries. For example, Singapore, Singtel has latest technology such as 5G, and they are advancing into 5G plus, and maybe sooner into 6G. Bhutan Telecom is also, driving into the technology so that we are not left behind. Our 5G footprint have reached all Dzongkha, and now we are densifying, rather massifying the 5G deployment. And when you get 5G signal in your device, what you can do is just not about browsing or chatting with your friends, family, or boyfriend, girlfriend, right? It's not about chatting. It's about bringing your mind, bringing your ideas, using AI in a better way possible, so that your business can be transformed into reality. That's what it is, right? So, I think there are lots of debate basically happening with communication, especially radio technology, that the frequency tends to have harmful interference to human body. But no, 5G, 4G, or whatever it is as per this standard, and we have been meeting this standard as per the BIGMA regulation. Other thing that I want to talk about is that when you think about using Bhutan Telecom, please understand that Bhutan Telecom is an organization who delivers service, the best quality of service possible. We try to do that. Of course, failures are inevitable, technological errors are inevitable, but we try to give the best of service quality as possible. Our primary focus is retainability, accessibility, and accessibility, okay? So that people can continue using our service without interruption. And accessibility, wherever you go, you have access to 4G or 5G. That is our motive. We want to bring you the best of the technology as possible with the best service quality to you all, so the young minds can, make use of it in the best way possible. Other thing is that Bhutan Telecom, being the government owned, we are directly under DHI company. Our earnings and our revenues, it goes to government. All right, it's not. We depend on our capex and opex in terms of whatever we earn, but rest of the revenue, it goes to the government. You should understand that when you spend money with Bhutan Telecom, you should understand one thing, that your investment is coming back to you. Our dividend, 30% of dividend goes to DHI and then to government. And it comes in the form of development such as road construction, salaries of government employees, or rather the universities that is run through is from the budget that Bhutan Telecom has certain amount of investment, right? So these all are the things I just wanted to tell you. And one of the best things that we have right now is VoLTE service. VoLTE service is, I think most of you are aware of it. Can I see who all are using VoLTE service? Can you raise your hand? VoLTE means voice over LTE. I mean, if you make a call from 4G, it doesn't go to 3G, it remains in 4G. 4G, anyone using VoLTE over here? No? Alright, so we need to do a lot of work here. So, VoLTE is a very advanced form of technology. It's a voice communication technology. It's not data. Now, in previously what used to happen was, you get 4G signal, you browse as much as possible, but when you get a call, when you receive a call, for example, from your mother or father, what happens? The indicator on top of your screen goes to 3G. Do you agree with me? Right? Now, we already have VoLTE in our network. The VoLTE is operational all across the country. What you need to do, there's a question mark, right? You need to ensure that your phone supports VoLTE. For example, iPhone, any models you choose, supports VoLTE. There is a button, it's just one single effort to enable the button. And second thing you need to do is, please visit our VG customer care counter. Any Roomkak or Zoomkak BT customer care or the center is available. Just visit our office, avail VoLTE service. If you have 5G supporting phone, avail 5G and enjoy the service. That's all I wanted to say. Basically, I've been given very short duration, so in the interest of time, let me wrap up by saying that I would like to thank on behalf of BT, Bhutan Telecom and Bhutan Telecom management, I would like to thank you all and the GEDU management for giving us this wonderful opportunity. It's always good to, talk and interact with young minds. Of course, not in person, but with this kind of platform. Of course, I want to take one thing away that whatever I have shared would have impacted you a little. So if you have further doubts and all, please visit BT counter. We are always available for you to help with your queries or any support you need in terms of communication. Thank you very much. Rashidele.
Thank you, sir. Now we will announce a lucky winner for the audiences. So whoever named and number are displayed in the screen, you may come on the stage and advise the prizes offered by Bhutan Telecom, sir.
Alula, so may we invite our President sir and Sir Rasaili on the stage now. So audiences, are you all excited for this event? How's the Josh? It's not high. How's the Josh? If you are not saying it very energetically, then we are not going to sing it. How's the Josh? Once more. How's the Josh? Okay. Okay, the first lucky draw goes to Toki Wangmo. Please, can we have you on the stage, please? Please give a round of applause for him.
Big round of applause.
Now, let's have the second lucky draw. I wish it's me. Oh no, it's Sangye Chodin. May we have Sangye Chodin on the stage, please?
Phone number.
You can check your phone number. Okay. So we shall have another lucky draw then.
Kasi naging street jumps ni. Ang laki.
So the lucky draw goes to Pema Israel. Can you check the number, please?
Pema user phone number 77361159.
So we shall have another lucky draw then. So let's have Jibril Nishay on stage, please.
Finally, we have Jibril Nishay as the winner.
Congratulations, Jibril Nishay. Now let's have the last lucky draw. So the last lucky draw goes to Wanda Dorji. Congratulations, Wanda Dorji. So, thank you, sir, ma'am, for the lucky draw.
Now we will have a cultural program by our cultural club members. Let's have them on the stage.
Hello everyone. So how was the performance by our cultural team now? I think you didn't enjoy it. Thank you. So, very sorry to say that, but our guest speakers haven't arrived yet. So, you can have 5 minutes rest, and then we will again proceed with our event. Thank you. So, while you rest, we will have a short advertisement now.
Kusama Gallo, the Ringa in Abu, Chinsui Kachi New Zealand, the Tamaja Pudale, Fukuchishuni. Now for our tuition fee overseas payment only after the event pay will be. Nibazalo by imagine will be. Subazalo and symmetric both, they will now free and more easily evidence they will be. Shibazalo consistency fee before, they will the documentation fee 3014. Nabazalo, Chida Cherry Sports Kitchen as a GP took in. Dubazedalu now from a heavy should have recorded, Nigeria is taking us up, Satashigi, how we do. Dear, Satashigi Mother, Mochuna and Happy Day, now to the Nadega child is in. Kusama Gallo, the Ringa in Abu, Chinsui Kachi New Zealand, the Tamaja Pudale, Fukuchishuni. Now for our tuition fee overseas payment only after the event pay will be.
Charges then they got the barutu, but then over and be shake my big one. And be cut up shake my big. Zoom bini down and zoom in and zoom out. Zoom out. Has pani movement at the Jin as a audience. Chitty parking angle got you out the and battery and the wire disk battery and the camera battery to and camera the problem in the wire disk is only change saver wireless ki chukta chu the change paper the zoom out to be more zoom in be and the audience is then the upper element the audience is nani be zoom be to zoom ani actually up down the pag me up down pan do chani ke bacho up down the ko zoom out deliver movement audience is tetani within this is then and benjam the focus ma jo chan and with that benjam to
Good afternoon, everyone. We are about to begin an exciting and power-packed session.
yeah sashimo
Before that, make sure that you are all equipped with notepads and your open, curious mind, and you are open with your curious mind, because today we will explore more about innovation, leadership, and purpose and the purpose are redefining the Bhutan business leadership. Let's keep the energy alive, as this is the heart of G-Face. Today's session is not just about listening, but also about thinking differently and imagining way bigger. Respected distinguished guests, talented participants, and brilliant escorts from the different colleges and the audiences. I am Jamil Singh, the host for today's event.
Hello everyone, I'm Sinta Chetri, your host for this event, and our event is going to blend together creativity, creation, and courage. So, are you all excited for it? Are you all excited for it?
The goal of this session is simple: to ignite your imagination, to inspire your actions, and more of that, contact us with two inspiring business leaders who are driving Bhutan's transformation in digital and entrepreneurial arena.
Jamyang, we are not just here to talk about innovation today. We are actually living it. So, today our guest speakers will take us through the real life stories that will actually bridge the gap between what we have actually learned in our college, what we have actually learned in our classrooms to what is actually there in a broad room. I repeat, what is actually there in a broad room.
But before that, maybe we should get to know our audience, right?
Yes, of course.
So quick show of hands, everyone. Have you ever thought about starting your business someday?
Jamyang, please count me too.
Wait, let me see audience first.
Okay. So can you all raise your hands who have ever thought of starting your own businesses? Oh, just a few hands. And Jamyang, please count me too. Because my previous business idea was to start a momo business, but thankfully it didn't reach the global market.
What just happened was true. Well, every big dream starts small. Maybe, what just happened? Maybe your next idea could be your next million.
Thank you, Jamyang. I will take note of it actually. So, before we formally begin our event, let me take you through the famous quote by the Steve Jobs, who rightly stated that those people who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones they do. I repeat, those people who are crazy enough to think that they can actually change the world are the ones they do. And yes, today we have two most important guest speakers who are the people who have undertaken the challenges even in the midst of lot of challenges. So, without much delay, let's invite our first guest speaker, who is a true innovator, who have proven that consistent passion and perseverance can convert any kind of dreams into digital innovation. I repeat, our consistent passion and perseverance can convert any kind of dreams into digital innovation.
Meet Mr. Nawang Choji Rai, the CEO and the founder of Exit Studio, a company he started at the age just 20 years old while still in the college. Today, Exit Studio is popularly known in Bhutan, creative and digital transmission. So may we have Mr. Nawang Choji Rai, the CEO and the founder of Exit Studio, on the stage.
So please give him a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. So please wait for a moment because I need to get my slides set up. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor to be here at the GFES 6th edition. Today, I'm going to tell you 4 stories from what I have discovered for the past 2 years. The first story is the bedroom. Nothing nasty, but something really a good story. Then the second one is about the AI revolution and how you can use it to actually build something meaningful and do something great with your life. And the third one is about the startups, the truths about startups, because you might have heard a lot about how startups are brought up and what is done, but you heard it from the Silicon Valley context, but not in the business context. And I will be explaining that one. And then the last one is, I will teach you how you can, within 6 weeks, build a product that's viable. And if it's not 6 weeks, you can repeat the process and make it 12. So let us go with the first story. So this is the theme, from idea to impact, how innovation is defining Bhutan's digital future. So the first story is the bedroom. You know, there is a knack for every startup story to actually start from the garage or a dorm room or a college room, and there's also one called the bedroom. And mine started from here. So I was studying at DCIT, and I was on the summer break, and I was just chilling laying on the bed and playing some Mobile Legends, like every one of you, like every another 20 years old would do. And my mom called me and asked me to actually, go to a government website, register her business, and then to go for custom and trade. But the thing is that when I went to the website, I couldn't find the register button, and that frustrated me a lot. And that register, because I couldn't find the register button, that means the user experience and then the functionality of the website, the design, is not optimal. So if you are to take Bhutan to the global context, we must begin from the fundamental. And that's when I realized that a lot of companies in Bhutan, some of them are doing great, some of them are doing for the company, but majority of them are doing for the money. And that's what I hate the most about when someone is starting a business and then their motive is earning money. I mean, you need the money, but you do not need to focus on it. And I will explain why later on. And that's the moment when I got frustrated, and then I picked up my phone and called to my friend Purushottam Adhikari. He's the operations lead and the tech lead studio, and I asked him, bro, we have been to a lot of business IT competition from RUB to DHI Innotech. I think it's time to start our own business. At that time I thought it was the best thing I ever did, but now I realize that it was the worst thing I did because I rushed the process. And he was also excited about it and said, yes, we can do it. And we have members who we have participated, team members, and they all have showcased what each one of them can do. And I called each one of them, and then July 5th was the day, July 5th, 2023 was the day I called and initiated the idea. And then on July 7th, I successfully registered the business and started Exit Studio. But the revenue was 0 for that moment. And for 2 years, it's now 2025, and what we have achieved for the past 2 years is nothing more than historic. But I'm not here to boast about what we have achieved. So you might have enjoyed Ed Sheeran concert in Bhutan, right? So that one, with the help of Royal Office for Media and WONS, we could deliver this project. And then right now, we are about to witness another history from 28th to 31st of October, the Bhutan Fashion Week 2025. So this one also, we are the media team and we are doing it. And I hope every one of you can go for the Bhutan Fashion Week that's happening at Paro, and it's an open event. It's not based on invitees, so you can all just enjoy and witness the history. So the reason why I am showing this one is because within 2 years, our team could achieve this much. And I was just a regular student back in 2023. Right now, I'm just 22 years old, and even you here can do it, what I have done, but you can do it much more better and much more faster than I have done. What I have achieved in 2 years, you could achieve within a year. So now, let me show you how you can do that. So right now, the AI revolution is happening around the country. Oh, for your context, I'm supposedly a graduate of Galpashing College of Information Technology, and I specialize in AI and data science. So I will explain why supposedly I was to graduate later on. So the AI revolution. So how many of you here are using ChatGPT for your research or for your academics, homeworks, whatever it is? Can you please pick your hands up? I guess no one, like everyone has heard about ChatGPT, but now pick your hands up if you have built something viable, a business or a SaaS product with it. So that's the problem right now. Although we Bhutanese know the capability of AI, but the context that we have is very limited. It actually can do much more better than what we imagine. So first of all, look at this website. It was built solely on my own. So usually to build a website like this, it's fully functional, like you can click on everything. Actually, I wish I could show a demo, but due to time constraint, I won't. So you can click on the dashboard, the analytics, the team settings, everything has been integrated inside. And we can also create portals, like it's a client management portal. When you have lots of clients from diverse industries, you want one single platform to manage. So this application was built, but it was just built because I wanted to explore the concept of vibe coding. I guess a lot of students here might have heard about vibe coding. So what usually to build something like this, it takes about 6 months, 3 developers, and more than 500,000 Newton. But what I did here is I invested about, not even invested, it was built with free credits that I got, and within like 6 hours of my weekend I could build this platform, and then I shared it to a lot of customers, and majority of them turned it down. That too happened all within a week. So that's the beauty of AI. What used to take 6 months, 1 year to actually validate something, now it just takes about 1 to 3 weeks or a month just to validate the idea. Because if you build something that nobody wants, then why build it, right? So that's why validation is very much important at first. Then comes this one. So there was a pre-event party for Bhutan Fashion Week. So a lot of people were there, and they were all wild and hungry, dancing on the floor. But I was like spread thin because of lots of work, and I needed to deliver this poster the very next week. And the issue is that to deliver something like this, it takes about 3 days or maybe 40 hours of work. But what I did here was, I just went to Gemini, and there is a tool called Nano Bananas. I bet a lot of you have seen like action figures of Bhutanese king and queen, or maybe action figures of themselves, and that was all built with Gemini. And I thought, hey, I can use that to actually expedite my process and earn a couple of more bucks without even trying hard myself and doing like implementing the creativity that I need to implement. So the background here was all generated by AI, and AI, the image generation has become so good that now it can also generate the Kira patterns, the bow, and everything. And I just paste the text and the logo, and then I just like delivered it to the clients, and they were super happy. And I was feeling a bit guilty, but if the work is delivered, then it's delivered. Even for this one. So, when you start a business or you are good at something, then you have your friends who will be like, hey bro, you are so good at graphic design or maybe Photoshop. Can you please retouch this photo, or can you please create a graphic design for them, for their event, for whatever they wanted. And that just happened to me. I hope he's not watching the live stream. So what he wanted was a golf in between the clouds, and he wanted it on the same day. And to deliver something like this, it takes about 5 business days or so. And I was like, I will again use Nano Bananas, the Gemini. And then I created this one within an hour, and I waited for 5 hours to just deliver. Because if I deliver it quickly, then it will be quite suspicious, right? So I just waited for 5. He asked around 4, and I just delivered it around 9, but I actually finished the work around 4:30 or 5. So that's the beauty of AI. You can build your credibility, you can expedite all the process that you have, and you can validate your business and create something meaningful for the society. So the old way, if you want to develop an app, a software or anything, you need 6 months, 3 developers, and at least 600,000. Each developer you need in a month, you need to pay like 100,000 in a month. US, and so in 6 months it would be 600,000. But the new way now is that you do not need to do that once. So it will just take about 6 hours to actually build something. You just need to critically think about a problem that's really painful and there's no solution for it. And you can do it. You just need yourself and less than bit like Neutron 2000 if you want the pro version of Cloud or further lovable. And these are 2 tools that I would recommend everyone to use. If you are a software engineer, or if you are into it, then definitely Cursor. And if you want to make quick bucks, then V0. There is an interesting story. I was trying to make some few quick bucks for myself, just spend it on things that I don't need. So I used V0. So this V0 is a vibe coding tool. It's develops the interface. And in Bhutan, every now and then there's a new travel agency, right? And what's the great thing is, because of the rules and regulations, if there's no website for a travel agency, they won't get issued, the license won't get issued. So, penetrating on that, loophole, so I went to V0 and asked, I prompt engineered inside it saying, I want a very clean, neat and minimal website for a travel agent. And then I published it on Reddit and also contacted few travel agents. And usually to develop a website in the market, it takes the travel agents needs to pay about 30,000, 40,000, and there are some companies who does at least at 25,000, and I just offered them at 10,000. And the amount of time I implemented is just 5 minutes of prompt engineering. I got the code, I downloaded it, and I sold it to someone else. And there's Gemini. So Gemini, as I told, the Nano Bananas. So that tool is super great if you are really into graphic design and you want to expedite your process, then please do use Gemini. And then there's Claude. So you may be having issues with your academic research on a lot of plagiarism or AI content, right? And sometimes hallucinations, because what happens is that in ChatGPT especially, so you try to use citations and they give the references, but when you click on the references, that references doesn't exist. And that's where Claude is actually really good at. I have been using it for all my academics, and I still use it for whatever research I need to do. And whatever links or the text it generates, it never hallucinates. like it does hallucinate, but let's say about 10 or 15% of it. Then there is lovable. So if you want to build an application, like let's say, if you want to build, the most popular thing back in my college, I don't know if it's here. So the project, most of them would take is football stuff cooking, system, and then they would like spend about 6 weeks, 15 weeks to actually deliver it. But you can actually do it all within just few hours using Lovable. The back end, the front end, and whatever technicality there is, it will all fix it on its own. You just need to be really good at prompt engineering. And then the last one is Sora 2. So if you are into videography, I think many of you must have seen Jake Paul in Bhutan, and True Care and background. So it was all generated using Sora 2. And you can see how powerful it is, and we just need to give it a little bit more of prompt engineering and context. And you can, build a Hollywood-grade movie using Sora 2, and it's completely free. All of these tools are completely free. And if you buy the program, you just get additional credits, nothing more than that. So, moving on. So, if you are into startups and you want to start your own startup, this is the very painful lessons I've learned in the past 2 years. It hasn't been a really smooth ride because I didn't know what I was doing during the start and what I needed. Right now it's a bit clear cut because I got a lot of mentors from all those big organizations, and they know what they are doing and they teach us what we should be doing. So the first one is mindset. So a lot of us have a tendency to make a lot of excuses. I also had that tendency during my first year. I'm just a student. I don't have any experience. I don't know how the organization works. I don't know, I'm too young, and a lot of other things we make up. Sometimes it's even about disability. I don't have a finger or something like that, and to tell you that I'm also a colorblind person, and even though I'm colorblind, I love graphic design. So it's just a matter of mindset, how you want to be there in the market. So, actually being a student is actually a big advantage for the market because nobody blames you for your mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes and everyone is I came in you're just a student, you will learn along the way, and I'm just taking advantage of that. Sometimes I'm being called upon for meetings and all, and I say, oh, I have some classes or some academic test to do, so I cannot make it, sorry. And they're like, oh, okay, no worries, we can schedule it over the weekend. And, you just take advantage of it. Nobody blames you for it. And you can make as much mistakes as you can. And if you start right now, you can gain the experience that you need. And then the second thing is, a lot of people make this mistake I have seen, is the team building. There is a quote that says, if you want to go fast, you go alone, right? But if you want to go far, then you need a team. Even, talents can beat games, but teamwork and intelligence will win championships. That's said by Michael Jordan. So what happens most of the time I have seen is that even I made that mistake. So we tend to build the team out of our relationships and not out of your people who compliment you and people you do not know, because actually the strangers are your biggest supporters. And when you don't build the team right, then the team sooner or later will break apart. If I give you an example, I won't be saying the name or where I saw. It's in Bhutan, so there was a group of, and the female was in relationship with the boy. and then they broke up. And then that same female got into a relationship with another teammate of the same team. And then the same thing happened to them also. They broke up, another one. Then at the end, there's something called bro code or something like that, right? And, you are not supposed to date your ex or something, date your friend's ex or something like that. And because that happened, one of the friends got disheartened, the other one also got disheartened, and then at the end of the day, everyone broke apart. Actually, that team was really potential and they were way better than our team, intelligently and technically. But bonding and synergy between the team members, that was not there. So even from like my case, a lot of people came and went, but I do cherish all of them because they were the ones who helped me and all my members to reach where we are today. So team building is a very critical skill when you are starting a startup. Don't pick your very best friend and all, because it's very hard to have hard conversations with them. Sometimes you need to scold them, right? Unless your friend can differentiate between personal life and work life, then that's totally okay. But if they cannot, then it will be a havoc, trust me. You will lose your money, you will lose everything. So it's not about, about love or so, about breakups or anything. So this is the sacrifice. So when you are building a startup, you need to sacrifice a lot of time. I hope my parents are watching. So I loved, spending time with my friends and doing a lot of, nasty things with them. Not in that kind of party, going to party, drinking, and going around town, and also picking up fights with your own good friends and all. So how our hormones are acting up during our 20s, right? So I used to love that. And ever since second year when I started this startup, I had to break up with those friends because there is a quote that goes like this: if there are 5 stupid people and you're with them, something like that, and you're the 6th one, something like that, right? So yeah, so they were really great friends, but they didn't compliment on what I was putting towards. So that's why I needed to sacrifice my friendship. And also sacrifice my, family time. Sometimes during vacations and all, I used to be in Thimphu doing some other work. And even this time, because of the Bhutan Fashion Week, everyone celebrate Diwali. And that's some things I have sacrificed. That's the minor things though. The major thing I sacrificed is my own degree for, building TIC.BT, because there is an opportunity cost you need to measure while you are doing anything in life. The opportunity cost was, to fail my degree or to make history. But to pass my degree or to make history. So what I chose was to make history because I believe that those opportunities won't be coming back. But the failed module, I would just repeat it and then clear it up by staying one more semester. So technically, I should be graduating on June 2025, but I'm still a student, so I'm supposed to graduate by November or December. Hopefully if I pass, but I'm doing my best to pass. So yeah, those are some things that you will need to sacrifice. And one more thing is that we tend to think that we have time, right? Because we are young. And I feel that is totally a wrong mindset to have, because everything is secondary, but the one thing that is limited in life is time. The money, it will come back. If you lose it, someday it will come back. You can earn it back. But time and all, it will never come back once it's gone. And one case is, when I was building this presentation slides, I felt like, being 20 was just about a year ago or so, but I'm already 22, and it's like quite hard to compliment like how many years have passed by without even realization. And trust me, the phase between 20 to 30 years old, it goes as swift as possible. You won't even know it when you reach 30. So that's something. And the next one is problems. So when you are building startup, majority of us, what we do is we think of a painful problem and then we try to pack as much features as we can inside it. But does it really solve the problem? That's what we should know. And we should also communicate with the customers and ask for their feedbacks, whether that problem is as painful as possible. Because if I give you an example, there is a point of sale system in the country that is very well recommended. It was built by Bhutanese. So, and it was also built by a very good company from Bhutan. So what happened was they built the product without even validating with the customers. We all know that point of sale system really helps the business. But what we do not know is that what features actually help. So 90% of the features that they developed in the point of sale system was never used by the customers, and that's just wasted time. So that's why when you are defining the problem and building the solution, you should actually build the solution that the customers want, not what you want. Because a lot of business people, we tend to build what we want, and that's the same case for me. And the next thing is ship faster. So it literally means to bring the product to the market faster as soon as you can. Because by nature I am a perfectionist, and I tend to look at every single pixel and everything, the features, it has to be seamless. There should be no hiccups in between. And that's actually the wrong mindset that I developed during the start. And right now I'm more lenient and I'm like, okay, you can do whatever you want as long as you deliver it correctly. I do not do the micromanagement anymore. So when you build a product, even if it has a lot of flaws, you can still ship it to the market and get the customer feedback. The customer feedback is the most important thing when you build SaaS business or whatever it is. So that's about shipping faster. You do not wait for it to be perfect or the perfect condition or anything like that. And the next thing is solve, not earn. So as I told in the beginning that you should be solving the problem and not focusing on the money. Because money from my context is like a fuel for a car. If you have the fuel, then the car will keep moving, right? So you shouldn't be technically focusing on the money part, but rather you should be focusing on solving the problem that is worth solving. Because once you are solving that problem, then only you will make the money. And I believe, once you build a very good product and solve it, then you can build, the money will be just like a side effect of it. You will make lots of cash. It's more important for, to give back to the community than to earn more cash. And especially in Bhutan, a lot of startups, they don't tend to focus on earning more cash than, solving the problem. And that's just the wrong way to start a business. If you ask me how much it would last, trust me, it would only last about a year or so. Because one of the most important things when starting a startup is having a vision and a mission. The vision cannot be, to make lots of money. The vision should be something measurable. So that's why, focus on solving the problem that's really worth solving and not on the money. And then the last part is, for this story is ego. So many of you might have heard that ego is the enemy, right? Because I'm not like trying to blame every Bhutanese, but as a Bhutanese, every one of us have the pride, the ego. Although outwardly we are humble and all, but deep down inside, somehow we feel that we are better than someone else. And that's just the wrong mindset to have when building a startup. If I give you a context, so there was a guy, and he was, very boastful that he is the youngest CEO in Bhutan. Like he has that self-proclaimed badge of honor to himself, and he feels, very happy about it. But 2 years down the line, now he is shutting down the company because it isn't making any revenue. So that's what happens. You don't try to be very ego. Like wherever you reach, whatever you do, even if your startup becomes a success, always remember where you started from, and don't be, very egoistic, arrogant. Then someday you won't be able to listen to a lot of things. Just like BlackBerry. How BlackBerry company during the 2000 to 2008, I think. So BlackBerry company was one of the best mobile smartphones in the world because they had the state messaging and everything was seamless inside BlackBerry. But Apple came on 2008. Steve Jobs introduced Apple. And Apple, it didn't have much to differentiate with BlackBerry, just a couple of touchscreens and all. But what happened was BlackBerry didn't want to change their, the keyboard and all, the plastic keyboard that we used to have back then. And at the end, BlackBerry, the whole mobile industry changed to, the iPhone standard, and then BlackBerry, it's still operating, but just offering security services, no more the BlackBerry phones. So that is what happens. When you are egoistic, you cannot listen and you cannot think properly because you will always feel that you are right. And now, for the fourth story of how you can start up within 6 weeks. So first of all, you need to find the problem that's worth solving. It can be anything. You just need to be very observant about what is happening around the world, around the country, and even in Kedu College of Business Studies. What can something be there that can help improve people's life, not about making money and all. Then week 2, you build the product with, I showed you a lot vibe coding applications, the ARM applications. You can just expedite the process and build a state-of-the-art application within. The third, we need to go to each of whoever is in the community and maybe minimum chance and ask if this problem is worth solving and would they pay for it. And if you get a lot of feedbacks like this feature is missing and this feature will be there, then it's time to fix the business plan, the whole, the features that they want and what's worth solving. And week 5, just ask them if they are willing to pay 100 Newton for this app that you have built and or whatever product that you are going to build. And if they say no, then it's time to decide whether it's worth building and moving forward or it's worth going back to stage 1 again. So this is just a small framework that I'm trying to show to you, and using AI we can expedite even this 6-week process to just about 3 weeks or 2 weeks or even 1 week. You just need to be perseverant, consistent and all. So if I give you an example from my case, so what we are trying to do right now is, first of all, we are trying to fix a problem. So you have seen that 40 years of computing has stayed the same. Even with the introduction of AI, everything is still the same. And we wanted to change that one. 40 years of computing around the world, we want to change within a single night. Not maybe a single night, but maybe about 6 months or so. So the second phase is to build. So what we want to build is, so first of all, the computing is a bicycle for the mind. So the past 40 years, you wake up every morning and the computers helps you to do things faster, right? But the problem right now is the bicycle, you have to assemble it every morning. Sometimes it's a gear bicycle, sometimes it's a rickshaw, sometimes it's just a normal bicycle. It depends on what you are doing for the day. So we wanted to change that one to a bicycle for the mind that assembles every morning. So just imagine, since a lot of you are students, so you want to do an academic research, right? So to do an academic research, you need to do research and all, and you need to open the Word document, then go inside, then type the whole format, then build. But what we are trying to build is a totally different operating system built upon Linux operating system. So there, before the night you sleep, you just write, okay, I need to send some email to person A, and I need to do some academic research, and I need to do some, attend some meeting the next day. And then the morning you wake up at 9 a.m., everything is ready. You don't even need to, go there and write everything yourself. The only human intervention that you need is just to validate and correct, or you can just, send it out to other, wherever you want to send it. And you can also automate the whole process, like you want to go on a holiday but you do not know where is the best places, right? The AI will swiftly go through the website and then try to, pick it out and build the best itinerary, like where you should travel around the world. So if it's Bangkok, then you go to Chatuchak, and if it's Singapore, then you go to, that Mermaid Island. So yeah. And then, so week 2, you build that product. So what I'm trying to build cannot be built within a week because it's a big sport. So it may take about 6 months or so to actually ship it. Then you go to reality, just as I'm doing right now. I'm pitching the product to everyone. And if I ask, if everyone would be willing to use it, then the answer can be yes or no. And I need to go to each person and ask why they said yes or why they said no. Then week 4 is, depending on the feedback, we fix the product. We make it more customer relevant. Then, if we ask people if they are willing to pay for it, and then we decide if it's really worth building that product. Because, you cannot, unless you have unlimited money, then you can just, burn it all out. But being a small nation, we need to, work on the resources that we have, and assist Magis to say, we need to use the talent pool that we have, rather than, going out and all. So that's about it, and I want to end it by the Steve Jobs quote. So I'm a very, what's the word? Stand, right? So stand about, Steve Jobs. So he says, stay hungry, stay foolish. So whatever you do, whatever business you're going to start, always, stay curious about what is going to happen next, and always stay foolish and humble, and don't be, egoistic. And if you have any questions and answers to do, I'm open for it. Is there any questions that you may want to ask?
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you, Mr. Ngawang, for proving us that. Thank you, Mr. Ngawang, for proving us that our innovation doesn't require permission. Our innovation just requires vision and our curiosity.
One line that stood out to me was, shipping it anyway. The courage to start the business even when it's not perfect. That's a lesson we should all take it to heart and embrace it with all of our heart.
So, audiences, can you all raise your hands who have ever said to yourself, I will do it tomorrow? Please raise your hand. Only this much? Oh, congratulations, you are officially human being. So am I. So, audiences, can you all share to your co-partner about what is one of the most exciting things that you have learned from our third station now? I will give you 20 seconds. Are you all done? Okay.
Now, let's open the floor for the question and answer session. We will have 5 to 10 minute question and answer session. So for that, let's begin asking questions.
You may raise your hands if you have any questions now. Come on, audiences, don't be shy. No question is big or small, when you are getting an opportunity to interact with the person who is actually changing our digital future. Yes.
Well, thank you for your talk. It was definitely enlightening. I'm not just saying that because you're standing up here. Do you find that digitization and AI is compatible with G&H overall? Like the more digitalization happens in Bhutan, do you think that will be positive or negative for G&H overall?
So you mean to say that whether digitization, the AI, the blockchain and all will be like aligned with G&H or not?
Right, so overall, if we keep promoting this and increasing awareness for this, improving on it, will that actually benefit G&H and Bhutan's long-term vision as a state in general?
Okay, to answer that one, so there is a startup called Jagal.ai. I'm not sure if you have heard about it or not because they don't they do marketing, but it's not that strong. But they are building an AI product called Jagal.ai, and it's actually a project management platform. So that's aligned with G&H values. And just like a month ago, so he graduated just 4 months ago, and then after 3 months, he actually raised about $100,000 US just to support. Like there are people who actually believe that project management and a lot of other digitizations actually aligns with the values of G&H. So I believe, that G&H and the digitization will align in the future.
Can I actually ask another one?
So other kind of peer nations like Taiwan and Singapore, they have certain niches. Like Taiwan, they do semiconductors, right? Do you see potential for Bhutan to have anything like data centers or any kind of high-speed computing centers that we could use to outsource to other countries that don't have it, maybe in SARC or anything like this in the long term?
So to answer you for that question, there is actually a data center that's being built in Bhutan. Because especially in Bhutan, electricity is cheap and it's renewable, right? So there are people who are actually building data centers. One is in GMC, and then the another one is an entrepreneur I know. He's 40 years old and he wants to build a cloud server and a GPU server so that he can rent it out to people beyond Bhutan for a cheaper cost, because you know GPU and all, they are very expensive first thing when you buy, and also to assemble it, and also when you are running the warehouses, because electricity is very cheap in Bhutan, and there's a possible future to actually outsource everything, and there are actually people building. I think it will be only about 1 or 2 years before they roll out the GPU service.
Thank you, sir, for the answer. So, any audiences, if you have any questions?
Sir, I have one question. As relatively young studio, what contingency plan exists if key personnel leave or studio changes direction?
So you meant to say like what I would do if the key person leaves Exit Studio, right?
Yes, sir, during the contingency plan.
So right now, we have given each one of us like 2 years time to actually build Exit Studio. My friends who are in the company right now, they graduated on June 2025, and I couldn't, but we each one of us like signed the contract that let's give each one of us 2 years to like build Exit Studio and make a difference in the society. And if it cannot like it does not go well, then we will each exit with whatever money we have. We will all divide, and then we will go in search of new opportunities.
Thank you, sir, for the insightful answer. So, thank you all the audiences for the insightful questions, and thank you once again, Mr. Malong, for the interesting session now.
Thank you, everyone.
So, before we invite our next architect of change, let me take you through a short story. The title of the story is The Power of Perception. I repeat, the power of perception. So, in a remote village, there lived two shoe salespersons. And one shoe salesperson said that no one wears shoes here. So there's no business in doing in this village. The other salesperson, he said that there's no one wearing shoes here, but there's a great opportunity. So this story highlights the importance of having a positive attitude towards anything. So with this, our next architect of change is none other than Ms. Tenzin Dema, who is currently serving as the Business Operation Manager at Celis, which is a leading digital platform in our country that redefines how people, process are being combined together.
Ms. Tenzin's talk will be titled Gross National Happiness Project Management, Redefining Success Over the Task Completion. With that, we'll explore how G&H values can guide the modern business. Please join me in giving a warm round of applause to Ms. Tenzin Dema.
example. Hello everyone, good afternoon. So I know it's a very long afternoon for everyone, and we'll try to make it as short and as quick as possible. Only giving you important information. So before I start on my presentation, I'd like to give you a short introduction on who I am. And so my name is Tenzin Dema, as has been already introduced by the 2MC. I work in a software firm, Swiss FTI in Thimphu. So I've been working as a software business analyst for more than 5 years now, and I have experience in delivering software projects like websites, e-commerce, mobile app, and mostly the clients that I cater to is German clients. So today I'm not representing my company or anybody, but I'm representing one of my friends. He used to be an ex-colleague to where I work right now, but he couldn't make it today to this event, and he was requesting me to come and represent him. So his company is called Jaggle AI. So I'm here representing Jaggle. So of course, with the name AI integrated, so I'm sure you might be thinking something with it, which is true. So before I also wanted to introduce, talk a little bit about what Jaggle AI is and the founder himself. But before that, I would also like to take a moment to appreciate and thank all of you, the Kedu College and the faculty and President Sir, who's not here at the moment. But I think GFest, it's the first time that I'm hearing about it and being here, participating, and I guess I'm supposed to be here. Otherwise, I couldn't have made it if it was not Jimmy, the founder of Jaggle AI. He requested me to be here. So now, being here, I'm experiencing a very nice event, well organized, and it's really, I would say, not any stone left unturned with this event. So hopefully I'll be able to share some experiences for all of you to take away and apply into entrepreneurship mindset that some of you might be into. And so yeah, Jaggle AI is newly founded company. So Jimmy Teshinamgyal, who is the founder, we call him JTN in short, is a very young guy. He's, I think, only 22 years old. And when he was hired by the company that I'm working for, he was only 19. And he was studying in one of the university in Azerbaijan, I think somewhere outside the world. And the skill set and the mindset that he had the mindset of an entrepreneurship. So he first got into a company, gained experience, honed his skills, and then he started his company at a very young age. So Jaggle, what it does is it's a very comprehensive AI project management tool with which he has now integrated G&H philosophies. So what Jaggle AI does is it has several features, like example project management integrated with AI. So a simple example is in colleges you do assignments, right? Group projects. So I'm sure we always have that friend who kind of does not do enough work and kind of puts it on the well-performing friends. So with this platform, how you can use it is it's more like a task management tool. So every individual in the group can be assigned a task, and based on that, you know, okay, there are 5 members in the group. So each member gets assigned a task, and he has to complete it himself. It cannot be passed on to the other person. So with that, another benefit is being able to measure who is getting overworked, who is getting less work, and based on that, the entire project, the entire group key performance is tracked. So now coming back to the topic, the world's first G&H guided project management platform. Why we're calling it G&H guided project management platform is because the main theme of the GFest is entrepreneurship, and also earlier in the welcome address, even the president himself highlighted upon the G&H philosophy and having sustainable goals, and also having ethical project management, ethical business, right? So here, in an organization, when we are working towards building a business, the mindset that we have is generating revenue.
And earlier even Ngawang said like we shouldn't always be money-minded, because when we are really focused on creating only revenue for the company, what we lose focus in is the well-being of the people who put effort into creating or sustaining this business. So business, of course, starts with an idea, but then the difficulties or the challenges also how to sustain it. And sustainability in this context does not only mean like sustaining in terms of revenue, but also sustaining in terms of the employees that you have or the team members you have. Are they, is their well-being taken into consideration? So here, like the main topic of the presentation is GNH guided project management. So according to the research, like project management industry is one of the richest or has a huge problem in terms of, not considering the well-being of the employees, overworking, burnout. I'm sure you might have heard these words, right? Even like as a student, we feel burned out sometimes. Why? Because we get assignments after assignments. There are so many other assignments that you have to do, right? So you feel overwhelmed. So if you feel like you're being overworked as a student, there could lead to burnouts, meaning like you're unable to sleep properly, you're always stressed, you cannot enjoy what you're doing, like your hobbies, you're playing a football, a futsal, basketball, right? But you're constantly thinking about assignments and exams. So in that case, like you're really not enjoying your work balance and the personal life balance is off, right? So same thing happens when you go out of college, when you start working, you will see that, okay, sometimes you're overworked, sometimes you're not overworked, meaning you're not given enough responsibility for you to learn or grow. But in this case, we are touching upon overworking and burnout. So these are some research. And now what Jaggle is providing is a very interesting platform. Earlier when I went to the business Kichingi Fest team, so I think there were some Kedu students who built a very nice comprehensive Credu Lappe, Credit Key and Chinuba. I'm not sure if you're still here, but what we do is we build software, and I see some of you also learn coding and programming. So Jaggle has developed a system where what we do is we track tasks that has been assigned to individual person, and as I said earlier, like we know who is overworked, who has been assigned more tasks than the other person. So the company China Biojindi, if there are 5 employees, then each employee can be given a goal and a task, and then you would know like who has been provided like more tasks than unnecessarily like, required. So Builder, what this platform does is with AI and all of that, it helps understand based on GNH philosophy that is integrated, like okay, GNH philosophy na psychological well-being, which is one of the domains, and health, meaning if there is psychological well-being, like if you are able to balance your work and life, then you are mentally healthy, right? There's less stress and you're able to focus on every aspect of life. And based on that, your physical health also improves. And time use, also one of the domains of GNH, where you are able to balance chimna gila chimna, office gila office na shangi, right? And then good governance is one of the pillars of GNH, meaning being accountable, being transparent, having compassion as a business owner. And so what Jaggle does is when the team is like feeling burnt out, so we have the way the Jaggle works is you can create a project. Let's say Chingi, the business key, I think mostly business become accounting students here, right? So I'm not sure what kind of assignments you get, but let's say you got a group project, research key. So you created a project named Research R&D 101 or something, and then you generate a task where you have 5 members in your group, right? So 5 members na builder, you assign, like, let's say, Dorji will do the research part, and Pema will write the documentation, and let's say Sonam will do the presentation, PPT zonigi. So that's how you assign the task. And then if any diagram or any workflow is required, that is also there, a feature in Jaggle. So let's say document BEMA, so she will also build a diagram for the workflow, right? So that is also there. And system to predict burnout analysis. Now let's say BEMA is being assigned all the tasks. Presentation ya mo zuchuno, documentation ya mo bechuno, tumha mo be present binigia mo bechuno, and everything is being assigned to BEMA. So from here, what the AI understands is BEMA is overworked, right? And Dorji and Sonam is not doing enough. So in that case, the burnout analysis will say, okay, BEMA is being overworked. She cannot fully focus on this project alone because she has other assignments and other homeworks to do. Now, if the project that she's doing, Research R&D 101, is her time largely, she has to manage rest of her 50% into, if she's sporty, she is playing football or attending classes, but the 50% will not suffice because most of her focus is going into one project. So that's how it can predict, and workload allocation is based on that. Okay, so we will give the rest to Sonam or Dorji. And generating GNH guided report. The AI is, actually AI agent that we use is, I think, different types of AI agent, meaning there is like research AI agent, Situ, and template generate AI agent, Situ. So there are different types of AI agents that has been used in Jackal Key platform. And what it does here is GNH ki philosophy. What is GNH mainly? Like it kind of overlooks the holistic well-being of the people, right? Happiness, encouraging compassion, and because you are in a business college, I'm sure like most of the people out here are business-minded. You want to start your own business, come up with startups, and be an entrepreneur, right? And being an entrepreneur, as I have been telling to some of the students I met yesterday, is like not only an idea. You have an idea does not mean you can start a business. There's so much that goes into it, right? So one of the things is when you are being an entrepreneur yourself, meaning you are the boss of the company that you're going to establish. So as a boss or as a employer, your goal should not only be generating money, but also ensuring that the people people that is working for you is also their content and their well-being is also considered. So the GNH guided report, Nadi, using this platform, you will know as an employer or an entrepreneur that, okay, your team is being burned out, your team is not happy because they are being overworked. So that's how the AI tool can help generate report for you and say, okay, this person is not very content, you have a high risk of losing that person because if that person is really skilled and someone you don't want to lose, right? So burnout, what are the implications of it? Either that person, the efficiency would reduce and he's not able to give his 100% anymore, or that person is likely to leave the company, and that's where you have a loss of an employee. And that group of impact is after you get all of this report, how will you be able to, what is the next step, necessary step for you to take? So this is the same thing that I already explained, GNH reporting Lappe, being able to compare with GNH philosophy like time use, psychological well-being, and then good governance, and then based on that, the project that you're doing or the company that you've established is really fulfilling the philosophy of GNH. And burnout prediction analysis, well-being integrated PM tools are same that I've already explained. And Jaggle is right now the system that I talked about. It's very new. It's not in the market yet, but what they're doing is they're collaborating already with the very high-profile firms like ACC and GovTech, and they're planning to launch by December. So I think this platform is very useful for high organizations. I think even colleges, students like you can use it. And so this is another round of research that has been done in the burnout. So here are the experts who are working behind, and Jitin is the founder and CEO. As I said, he's very young, I think only 22, 23 years old. And if he has been able to establish a very good company with this many experts, then I think it all takes the will and confidence and I think determination to start up your own company. So Kogi, he has already established a team he already has a location in Olaka Babisa, and these are the team that he has. So Hatul is project manager. Teshto Kitapa is a very talented developer. And Sanyoj, I know all of these people, by the way, because we used to be colleagues, Hema, and then we have Lilithrain, who is a full stack developer, and then Ugin Jigme, who is a ML, the AI key developer. So this is a very skilled team of Jago. And as I said, they're planning to launch to India, Thailand, and Nepal by end of this year. So with this presentation, what you can take away is that doesn't matter whether you're young, you're new to the market. I think the will, and if you have a very strong idea. So yesterday, as I was talking to some of you, like how can a business be successful, right? So it does not mean you have a good idea, successful jobs in empathy. If you have a good idea, a lot of things is required, like a good set of team. You cannot always assume that I have the idea, I should lead. Remember, sometimes you should also step back and look for the required skills who can take your business idea forward, and you can be there, like guiding these people. And of course, investment and Tiru is something that is also very challenging. And even while going around with the business showcase that was there, fund was one of the very common thing that everybody faces, right? The challenges. So fund you need to create a very good set of networks. Events is not participate, be active on social media platforms like LinkedIn, even I think Facebook, I'm not sure for professional key connection, but LinkedIn, and then there are other like online platforms where you can look for investors. And sustainability of business, like once you have established a business, then how can you sustain it in terms of revenue, in terms of having a well-being mindset for your employees and for yourself as well. So that's all the presentation I have, and if you have any questions regarding, Jago, project management, or software development, then I'm here to answer it. So even if you have questions regarding business model, if you have a business idea, how to pitch, and what is happening in Bhutan, so any questions you have, and I'll try to answer best according to my experience now. So I bet there's no questions, right? I have one question.
So, my question is, are there opportunities for strategic collaboration with the universities, startups, or governments to foster greater innovation?
So your question is mostly like, is there opportunity to collaborate with this organization? Collaborate like through the students here and universities. Collaborate in the sense with Jago, I'm not sure, but the company that I'm working for is called Celis. So maybe I'll also promote a little bit about my company. So what we do is we go around colleges, we hire students. Even if you're not done with your studies, what we do is we go to the universities, and then final year the students, before you graduate, we do interviews. Like you might have seen in India colleges where before they even graduate, companies come and they look for skilled students, and then they hire them beforehand, and then they wait for them to graduate, and then once you graduate, then you're given a job, right? So we do that as well. We have been to CST, so the company like Celis that I'm working in, we already have very young, average age would be like 25, 26 in our company. We have 76 students. So what we do is every year we hire new people, and then what we do is we collaborate with the universities. So I think Gedo College Nadi, we might be able to get good number of students who can do the job that I'm doing right now, business analyst role, where a lot of communication skills and then people management skills is required. So until now we have been going to GCIT, CST, and some so in that colleges. But I think even like Gedo, we have a very potential and then smart people here. So I saw some of you already like developed a system which was really impressive. So there is a possibility in that area.
Thank you, ma'am, for your insightful knowledge. So now, do you have any more questions from the floor now? So if there's no question, then here's a thought. While most companies measure their milestones with numbers, from today's session, I have learned that they measure theirs through a balanced approach by balancing between growth, well-being, and governance, which is a very beautiful example of Bhutan's values in action.
Thank you, Ms. Benjamin. Your words beautifully showed us that success is not about speed, but about purposeful. Let's once again give another round of applause to Ms. Benjamin.
Thank you. Sorry. I think the mic is also frustrated because of the long hours. Sorry now. So thank you, Ms. Tenzin, for the truly enlightenment session. So today we have learned that success is not just measured by the tasks that we complete, but rather it is about finding meaning in what we have truly built upon now. Thank you. So, until next time, keep dreaming, keep building, and keep believing. So thank you everyone, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of the GFest live.
We now invite event coordinator for the vote of thanks.
So, as the saying goes,
We will also go.
thank you.
Thank you, Jamyang and Sunita, for moderating this wonderful session. And good afternoon to you all. On behalf of the entire GFest team and Gedo College of Business Studies, I want to extend our profound gratitude to our two distinguished speakers for an absolutely inspiring afternoon. Mr. Ngawang, thank you for that electric call to action. You gave us the ignition, the unfiltered stories of starting Exceed Studio, the practical power of AI, and the direct challenge to stop waiting and start building right now. You have truly shown us that world-changing innovation can and does happen and come from Bhutan. And Ms. Tenzin, thank you for giving us the compass and the blueprint. You didn't just talk about the theory of GNH in project management, you showed us a tangible Bhutanese build tool, Jagal AI, that proves we can build a more efficient and a more mindful economy. You have shown us how we can use technology to predict burnout and place psychological well-being at the very heart of our success. This session perfectly fulfilled our objective to inspire innovation and equip us with the forward-looking knowledge. In doing so, it has also perfectly encapsulated the core theme of this year's GFest, to develop entrepreneurial mindset and promoting business literacy through digital innovation, ethical decision-making, and sustainable socio-economic development. So you both are a true architects of change. As a small token of our heartfelt appreciation for your invaluable time and insights. I would now like to invite our event advisor, Mr. Tencho Wanchu, to please join us on stage to present our college's memento and a certificate of appreciation to our distinguished speakers, Mr. Ngawang and Ms. Tenzin. And finally, I want to thank all of you, our wonderful audience, for your fantastic energy, especially after lunch, and for insightful questions for both these speakers. One final note, for those who have more questions or simply want or wish to connect with our speakers one-on-one, both Mr. Wright and Ms. Gemma would love to interact with you all informally. So please feel free to approach them during the upcoming tea break. For now, thank you everyone, and let's wrap up here. Thank you.
I think tea will be served in the hanging garden. Just go there, enjoy the tea, and interact